What's up guys, it's LuckyBoy here, and today I'm here to present to you my Arceus Gyarados deck profile that I've been doing reasonably well actually the last week or so. And I've seen some success with it, changed a couple of things about it here and there, but I feel like this list is actually pretty strong. And this deck honestly, in my opinion, feels like the most underrated deck right now, because I can feel like this deck can pretty much deal with almost any deck in the format. As long as you're not drawing garbage, which I did in the last tournament I played in just a couple hours ago, so it was a complete mess. But when you're not drawing garbage and doesn't get locked by peak pretty hard, this deck feels like it can beat almost any deck in the format, and almost has zero bad matchups as long as they don't draw like godlike, of course. So that's pretty much all I can say about it. And but before I'm gonna touch on the deck, I just want to mention that please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and ring that bell if you guys have not already done that. I'll come up with a video for you guys every Monday, 12 PM CEST, so I can give you guys a lovely week. Because everyone thinks that Monday is a really bad start of the week, but I think if I just make a video for you guys, I can give you some positive vibes at the beginning of the week, so you have a whole, so I can save your Mondays. But let's get right into the list and why every card is as it is, of course. First of all, we play a 4-2 Arceus line. If you for some reason don't know what Arceus does, basically it's just trying to set up Trinity to do 200 damage for 3 colors energy and accelerate any free basic energy from Pokemon from your deck to your Pokemon V in any way you like. At the start of birth, you can do it use once per game and search your deck for any 2 cards. Pretty powerful effect. Now the Gyarados is pretty much the star of the deck, obviously, because it's the way that the deck works. But now I'm gonna touch on the V as well, because that actually is really important for the strategy. Because the Get Angry attack for 2 water and a colorless does 20 damage times the amount of damage count you have on your Pokemon. Now, it only has 220 damage, which is pretty much like a target for any Pokemon. Can pretty much KO it, like Arceus with Choice Belt and Zigzagoon Ping, or just Choice Belt with no DT on. And Palkia can also one-shot it pretty easy, but how can you actually survive? So how can you survive with it? Yeah, well, you just evolve into the VMAX, but how can you use to get angry? You can use Memory Capsule to make sure you can actually copy the attack from your pre-evolutions as you wish. So Gyarados VMAX can pretty much use Get Angry, and you have 338 hit points, which is a lot for a Pokemon to get one shot. Even though it has a lightning weakness, that doesn't matter. Most lightning decks are either not too prevalent in the meta. The most popular right now is Flying Pikachu VMAX, but Flying Pikachu can maximum do 320 damage to you if it doesn't have a Choice Belt on. So it will survive with 10 HP, you can use the Get Angry attack with your VMAX with Memory Capsule on. But the VMAX is also pretty insane. For 2 water and a colorless, you could use Hyper Beam for 20 damage, and then you can discard energy from one of your opponent's active Pokemon. So it has inbuilt energy now, which is probably one of my favorite things about this card. It can actually win you a lot of games on its own because of this. So really powerful attack, and also the second attack, Max Tyrant for 240 for 3 water and a colorless. Just a neutral attack, and nothing's too special, but 240 is a really decent number. Plus, if you're using Hyper Beam first, then to discard an energy, it's gonna pretty much put a clock on your opponent's active Pokemon, especially if it's a VMAX. Now the rest of the deck is basically just like any Arceus B-Barrel list, except for the fact we also play the Jolteon, because we do play the Memory Capsule. So we can actually lock Intelligent decks with the Jolteon. We also play Emporia to make sure we can actually go through mill tanks and shut off some certain decks, of course, so we don't lose to that. We're rocking 3 Path to the Peak, 2 Boss, 3 Money, 2 Melody, 1 Research. We don't need too much. 4 DT, 2 Capture, 7 Water Energy. I personally play a Palpat myself. I am a big fan of Palpat, in my opinion. It's a really good card, especially when you grind out against other Arceus decks. So you can reuse Melody and also reuse your boss's order basically. And sometimes if you think you need to be a little bit aggressively, then you can also get the research back. You run the B-Barrel engine to draw until you have 5 cards in your hand with the Industrial Science ability. And I'm also rocking a Crobat V to make sure I can draw up to 6 cards in my hand, because turn 1 Arceus with energy is so important, and setup is also the key here. And we also run a Punkable just in case if Path to the Peak is in place, so we can use Star Birth and replace Path to the Peak just so we can use that one time with Starbirth. And that's pretty much all I can say about the list, so let's get into some games and see how it goes. So let's rock into the first game. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitch, be sure to also do that as well. I'm streaming almost every online tournament that I play. I played and I showed off most of my games on that, or most of my stream on that platform so far. So our starting hand is not too crazy, unfortunately, but we are up against a Ray and Charizard deck. So this can either be a Inteleon box deck, but it can also be Arceus Inteleon as an option here, because Arceus Inteleon does sometimes play this. Okay, it is Arceus Inteleon, I presume. There we go. So EV is actually pretty important, a really important piece here. And we actually do top deck the Crow, but that is actually not bad. Not gonna lie, that's actually really good. Not quite sure what we're gonna do here, but I think I'm gonna discard the Water Energy to get an Arceus down. And how many things do we have? We have both a path, all of our paths for peak, and also 2 switches as well. I would love if we can actually draw into a switch here so we can do Training Charge, because I think Training Charge is actually a really important attack here. But in worst case scenario, we have Melanie to actually accelerate energies. I do gonna attach this memory capsule here, even though it's not a VMAX or an evolution yet, but I just do it just in case. And these draws is actually not too terrible. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually not that bad as I thought. I think I'm gonna Mani, maybe? Not sure if I want to Mani here, because I don't want to lose this as well, just in case if I have to get it out. I honestly think I'm just gonna pass here. Like, seems crazy, but I think it's actually best for me to just pass. Because they need both Counter Stadium and also VMAX and also V-Star. Plus something to get this out of the active as well. So they actually need a lot of cards to actually get this out. Plus, oh, and they can just, or they just have it actually, so they have everything. Wow. Okay, so we do not get the lock, unfortunately. So that is pretty sad, honestly. So they just got everything they actually was looking for there. Okay. That was actually not good, not gonna lie. I mean, that research was, it's kind of, I think that was just to make sure they can actually do something next turn. But I think we have a pretty much a good to go next turn. We had the counter energy for next turn to get the Gyarados out, and we also have B-Barrel to draw some cards with Duster and Sizer. Unfortunately, losing our Eevee, which is really unfortunate here, because I really was liking to actually have it set up against the Inteleon right now. But now we have to make sure, we have to decide if we want to actually use space for another Eevee. They're also playing Lightning Energy, so they're actually playing a whole toolbox of attackers here. That's really interesting, not gonna lie, that's actually really interesting. So I'm just gonna try and set this up. So I do have my second memory capsule, but I think I actually want to set up my Gyarados in case. I think I actually want to set up my Gyarados here. So it's just mine here. I could also just. Okay, so okay, I honestly think it's best for me to actually not use the Eevee here anymore. I don't think it's like necessary anymore. I don't see the use of it too much, so unfortunately we have to discard the Eevee here. So we got the Arceus. Gonna test this memory capsule here, and I'm gonna destroy Saucer for 3. See if we can get path to the peak. We got only energy cards. That is pretty wild, not gonna lie. That's actually pretty wild. So I think maybe I get another money here just in case. Because, how do we approach this? Okay, this is interesting. A really interesting scenario, but this one is really unlikely to get KO'd, but unfortunately, this is a really unfortunate situation we're in, actually. Not gonna lie, this is a really unfortunate situation. But I guess grabbing money here serves as a protection for... serves us if they actually draw pretty nutty next turn. But let's accelerate to the Gyarados. Plus, it's really unlikely for Gyarados to get KO'd here next turn anyway, so... And worst case scenario, if they actually boss Gyarados up and presumably hit it, I don't think I need to evolve it. I think it's best for me to actually... Not retreating, but maybe do a return KO against the Arceus. Maybe return KO the Arceus with Gyarados. And then try and set up a second Gyarados in the meantime. Or in worst case scenario, if they don't KO, if they actually do KO this, I can just set up another Gyarados by mining these energies back into my deck. So we have some different lines here to go with. But turns out my opponent is actually... Okay, they actually really like this fire energy in their deck actually. That's kind of hilarious. And so we're gonna discard a couple cards here and get a fresh new hand. So that mining was actually not too bad. I gotta be honest. I think it was not too bad. So we might have a shot here. We might have a shot at this. I am assuming they are gonna retreat the Arceus into the bench one. Or not. They actually not gonna attack with the fresh one. Okay, so I actually think it's best for me. Okay, Switch is actually a really nice card to actually have right here. So I'm gonna use the capture engine to get out the Bidoof, so we have a second B-Barrel just in case. And then I'm gonna use... do I want to retreat? No, I think I'm gonna switch here actually. And then I'm gonna mine and get all my energies back into my deck. To make sure we actually have a chance. And we actually got the second B-Barrel ready. That is really cool to see actually. That is actually really cool to see. And we're gonna do Max Tyrant for the KO here. Unfortunately, we could not cap on the fact that we could actually use Get Angry here. But it's pretty much okay at this point. They are 3 instants down, so it's pretty unlikely for them to actually have Inteleon, Shade-dealing Inteleon at this point. So they need a lot for sure. Plus, they also play as some lightning attackers. They might have something in their deck that might have good interactions with lightning energies to actually counter a Gyarados here, which is kind of scary. But I think we could be fine here. And if they hit a Gyarados, that might actually be a really good situation for us. Because now we can actually KO that Arceus right now with our Gyarados. And I actually really like to do that. I also like to actually try and set up a second Gyarados in the meantime. So I would like to do this. And then Industrial Incisor for 1 and see what we get. Okay, we got a Water Energy. But I really like to have a Melanie here. To actually do a Melanie play onto this Gyarados. And then we can also attach this energy. And also we can use Hyper Beam on the next turn. But now we're just going to use Get Angry for 400 damage. Because it's 20 times the amount of damage we have. We have 200. So that's 400 damage. So that's a lot of damage we're doing. And now we got Melanie. So if they KO our Gyarados now, we can just set up another one. Come up with another one. Unfortunately, we do have a damaged Arceus V-Star right now. So that is kind of scary for us. So they can pretty much win with a boss's order KOing this. So that is kind of scary. But we got a decent setup, I will say. We got a decent setup. I will say that. But they play a ton of energies here, that's for sure. Their right hand is down. So the question is, do they play more than one right hand? That's also the question. Or do they have access to more water energies? If they don't have access to water energies, they can attack because this is a fire energy they have attached to them. So Roxanne? Okay, so that pretty much means they either not have the energy, or that pretty much means they only play one right hand. What the heck was that? Oh, that was... Oh, they have the water energy in hand and short spell as well. Wow, they have a lot of things going on, that's for sure. And they have Zero already. So that Zero can kind of be scary here, not gonna lie. This is kind of scary. So we will not be able to get angry here. Or I don't even think we actually are able to KO this Inteleon with Gyarados actually. All we can do next turn is actually just do Hyper Beam. This is kind of scary actually. This is actually kind of scary, not gonna lie. So, but we definitely need the Gyarados here, for sure. And then we have to see if we can actually get Melanie here. And also Water Energy, because that's the two cards we need right now. We got the Water Energy, that's cool. We can't really use the rest here, but in worst case scenario, if we don't get Melanie, I really want a Marnie here, for sure. I guess I don't want to take anything, and I think I'm gonna Palpate back to two Marnies, just in case if we actually can utilize to draw into one of them, at least. Just one of them would be perfectly fine. We got the Melanie though. So now we can actually just remove their energy. The water energy specifically. So remove the water energy. So we need another energy to work with here. So now the question is, do they have energy? Do they have cards enough to actually set up either Charizard or to attack us? Or to KO our Arceus? That is the question here. Do they have the resources for it? They have Boss's Order, okay. But do they have the water energy? Or something into an energy to attack with? They have a second training card. Okay, that's gonna pretty much be the end of the game, unfortunately. We hit an unfortunate game there, but that's completely fine. We got an unfortunately we start with Eevee with Memory Capsule, but it's completely fine. Let's try another game. Now we're in for another game. Let's see if we can actually do something else this time. Because last game it got actually pretty close, not gonna lie, it was actually pretty close. We lost another coin flip, unfortunately. So that is... Okay, that was actually a ton of energies, but unfortunately we do a mulligan here, which is okay. The same with our opponent as well. So, and I think we hit a Reggie deck. If I'm not mistaken, this could be a Reggie deck. The way I see the energy split here. With the Aurora and Speed Twin. Yeah, this could be a Reggie deck. Unfortunately, we are going second, so... And Eevee is kind of worthless here. It's not good actually, so... But Empoleon might be really good here. Empoleon might be really good. Because Empoleon can pretty much shut down all the Reggies here. But let's see what they have first. Okay, that pretty much shows that they already have another research. Another research in hand. And they start with 5 Reggies turn 1. That is a really insane turn 1, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna utilize their Storming Mountain to see if I have anything. Unfortunately, my Empoleon is priced as it looks like. Oof, that is actually not good. That is actually really bad. That means I can't lock. That means I can't lock them with Empoleon here. I guess we're just gonna go for attachment with the capture. We also priced 2 DTEs as well. That's gonna be tough for us actually. That's actually gonna be really tough. I'm definitely gonna discard this and maybe the capture memory capsule. Like the Eevee is not gonna do anything here. But I guess the memory capsule... Yeah, I guess we discard this. And grab Crobat to get some cards here. We really need some cards right now. Capture to get the Bidoof down. And let's see what we can get with the Crobat. We really need some cards with Crobat here. This looks okay, but I don't think it's a good idea to actually discard all of this. So I think I'm just gonna pass right now. Like, I'm a huge fan of discarding the Palpat, but this could be pretty much okay. Speed Light for my opponent. They're gonna discard a powerful energy. That's another energy they can just accelerate with the Regigigas. By the way, Regigigas also can kind of be a scary actually matchup for the Gyarados. Here's the last Regi they were missing for the full setup. And I was right about the research there. That's really cool to see. But what we're missing right now, we're missing a switch card plus we're missing a switch card right now to actually get Arceus out. Plus we also need importing out of the prices to make sure we can actually put it in the active and lock this ability entirely out. And hopefully we are able to actually deal with this whole board of Regis. But I think only one of them can survive Empoleon's attack. Yeah, it's only the Regigigas that can survive the attack. But the question is also, did we actually get the last piece? Did we also get the switch card? No, we did not actually. We didn't do anything. That was kind of interesting of choice. I am definitely gonna incense for my Arceus V-Star, because that's the card I'm missing right now. And also for the Gyarados. Now, we do need... Punkabu is also priced, by the way. I just noticed that. That can kind of be annoying, actually. Now I'm just filling the deck for cards I don't want to draw with this research. I want to research first before I see what I draw, so I know what to search for with Starbirth. So now I know what to search with Starbirth. I just need the energy here, and I also need... I guess we set up B-Barrel here. Like, B-Barrel is really good to set up. So I think actually that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna switch into the Arceus, attach and evolve into B-Barrel. And we can just evolve this just because we can. And I think we're gonna do Industrial Incisor for 1. Maybe I should attach the Memory Capsule to the Gyarados actually. That was kind of my bad thing for me to do. But I think I'm just gonna KO this Registeel and accelerate a couple energies here. So I think we accelerate to the Gyarados here, and I guess we can accelerate all the energies to the Gyarados. Probably. They still hadn't got a raw energy yet, which could be a good sign for us. Unfortunately, the Regirock does KO one-shot our Arceus V-Star, which is kind of unfortunate. But they are Regi down, so we might actually have a shot at this. Worst case scenario. But we can also mine them next turn. Because we have a lot of energies in hand again. So that is kind of unfortunate. We draw so many energies again. But they need a raw energy to attack us. Okay, they got capture energy. That's cool. So that means they probably gonna go for the last Registeel. Probably the last Registeel they have. Yeah, I was right. They got the last Registeel. Because usually they play 2 Registeels, so I can kind of... So I think that's the last one there. And I still should attach the Memory Capsule to Gyarados actually, now I think about it. That's probably a mistake from my side. Not gonna lie, that's probably a mistake from my side. Now that's... Okay, they actually have 0 Aurora energy so far, and they still hadn't they already attacked for turn, so they might not even can attack this turn actually, now I think about it. Because all this discard doesn't do anything for his Regirock. And not even Regieleki, he need a roar or some sort of rainbow type of energy to actually attack us this turn. So we might actually... Okay, I guess we take another game just to show it off, I guess. Let's go into another game and see what happens. So far I've not been so lucky with my coin flips. It's actually kind of insane. But I guess it's pretty much my luck with coin flips. Okay, we actually want a coin flip for once. Let's see what we get to actually start with. I really want to Arceus turn 1 for sure. And I actually got what I was praying for. That's nice. And also quick ball plus double turbo energy as well. That's a really nice turn 1 actually. That's a really nice turn 1. Are we up against some sort of mill strategy? And it has crushing hammer as well, so that means we can't just attack. We can't really attach double turbo energy without the risk of getting hit by a crushing hammer, which will kind of sucks because we are really limited in our energies, of course, and we really need a turn 1 attachment on Arceus. But a 1 energy is really nice to have. But again, we still have to find out what we are up against before we decide. So far there's a Manaphy and Curse Shuffled I saw in their list. So, And we actually priced 2 DT, so I'm actually happy with those water energies because we actually have only 1 Melody in the deck as well. Oh wow. Our prices is not with us actually, but our start was actually pretty good, not gonna lie, especially when we also have the perfect counters for it as well. So I don't need, if I don't have to attach the DT yet, I'm gonna hold that as much as possible. Yeah, my mind said it was either the rand mill, it was something else, random mill, if I could actually, let me call it a random mill strategy. Okay, so they attach TT on the Manaphy. That's kind of cute. That's actually okay. We got the B barrel and we also have the TT, plus we have a ton of ways to actually deal with the sports state actually. This looks actually really good for us right now. But we have to be really mindful of our energies, so we actually don't need to do too much. We can just use Industrial Incisor. Okay, let's use Starbird Fiat to actually grab Melony. And then I guess we also grab... I don't think we grab money. I think we grab... I'm not quite sure what we get here. I guess we grab DT because that's like the card that is gonna be really important for us later in the game. We also have Switch in hand, and the Rand Mill rarely hit us hand anyway. So, and I guess we just attach 2 War Energies just in case of a double Crushing Hammer. So if we just are really safe with our energies. Well, maybe we should actually maybe I should Galamani because we have priced 2 DTs, of course. So maybe the 2 energies might actually have been better here. So maybe it was okay. They actually play Amani, so they might hit our hand here. Actually, I can just, or they're gonna use Copycat to copy our hands. Here comes a Crushing Hammer though. That is quite tough. That is quite tough actually. They hit tails, so they don't get to mill any of our cards. That is really nice to see. That is really nice to see. Now, I really wish we had, you know, I really wish we had Amani here. I really think it was actually could have been better. I was a little bit, maybe I was a little bit too greedy about that. So, but it's okay. We can do with it. 1 energy and boss, that is okay. We got another double 2 energy, that is cool. So they do play a couple. I can assume they play multiple yell horns here. Yeah, I kind of expected to see a couple yell horns here. So I think we just going through to attack. I think we just go through and attack here with Arceus. Or maybe we'll set up another Arceus just in case. Okay, my opponent has not been lucky with their crushing hammer so far. I think it's best for me just to attack this speed barrel and see what happens. Yeah, let's just attack and see what happens. Okay, we actually pull through. Nice. That's actually really nice to see. Okay, we actually also got Melody. That's actually really important, not gonna lie. That's actually really good. Okay, so we're gonna use Roxanne's backup. So we're gonna get some cards back, which is cool. Gonna mill some cards. We still have a ton of cards left on our deck, and I think it's best for us to actually set up another Arceus because we did have that Melody from the prizes. That is really nice to see. So we can actually guarantee an attack here. And we also got the switch, so we actually gonna save some energies on this Arceus. That is really cool to see. That is really cool to see. We did lose the Arceus V-Star there, but we did get the double turbo energy from the prizes. But unfortunately, our opponent is gonna boss up our B-Barrel, but we did get that last double turbo energy from our prizes, and that's gonna leave us with a W there. That is so awesome to see. And I think that's gonna be it for the deck. Unfortunately, those games was not how I intended to actually show you guys off, but you can kind of see how the deck flows a little bit. It can actually go pretty well for you if you're not drawing too badly, of course. But against that Arceus Inteleon, it was kind of fortunate we had a sort of slow start and they had a really strong backup, but it's completely fine. We could still deal with that matchup, of course, if we actually did not was so unlucky with the EV starts. But it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support that you guys giving me actually, not us. But I appreciate all your support and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.